Good day traders, Gakuna trading course. Today we'll be looking at opening range breakouts. Okay, either in the direction of a trend or against a trend. Now, I've always been an advocate of opening range. We look for a pattern within a pattern. Okay. Now, most times it follows through. Most times it gives a little bit of headache. But there are certain rules and guidelines we want to see that makes us confident enough to take these trades. Now, in today, when we look at our higher time frame on the USD Swiss franc, we are trending to the upside. We've had 3 days of breakouts that has gotten to the H4 according to the rules. In the rule book, when the market gets to the H4, how does price behave around that area? Okay, now markets on the weekly is dumping down, right? Good, but that does not mean that we would always get or will see an opportunity to go short. You can see all of this analysis on the USD Swiss franc. I love the USD Swiss franc. Okay, now let's take a look at it from the daily. Okay, we want to make sure that we see and know what the market is doing from the weekly to the daily. Okay, the daily, you can see the daily time frame. Okay, overall market is down, but currently we are building up. We've had more than 3 higher closes and 3 days of longs. Okay, you can, if you notice, there's a trend line drawn there. Now let's go to smaller time frame. On the 1 hour, I don't know, these days my trading view is quite laggy, but don't worry. Now good. So you can see we have a market that has built a 3 higher closes, and it's in breakout. Okay, this is a breakout template. I know traders always ask what's the difference between a 3-day template and a breakout template. 3-day template is a 3-day setup. A breakout template is 3 higher closes and 3 days of breakouts. Okay, so we have that opportunity. We had a reversal in gap time in Asia, but let's take a look at our indicator. Let's look at where the EMAs are and how price behaved around those areas. All right, good. Now you notice, okay, market came in the gap time. Al Brooks would always say 50% of breakouts from the open will reverse. 50% of breakouts from the open will reverse. Okay, 50% of breakout from the open will reverse. We had the market open up with a breakout. Now when we go back, come to our session, okay, we want to look at micro balance. I'm an advocate of micro balance. I want to see how price is behaving after the Asian opening range is formed. So when we look at this, my buy setup in London, okay, you notice we have a breakout of the high of Asia, okay, and a pullback that made a higher low. We have a higher high, formula for dump, and a pump. Now around that open, okay, when we go look at the open of London, we go down to smaller time frame to the 15 minutes. You notice we have the market forming an ascending triangle. You notice something special about this market. The second hour, which is 3 a.m., we have from 3 a.m. to 3:45, 3:15, we had market rejecting this micro trend line with one overshoot. This is the overshoot. Now making higher highs, going back above Asia high. Okay, this is a sign that we have an opening range breakout trade. Opening range of Asia high and low, a breakout of that range, okay, which went, now the market has moved further to take out traders who sold early from Friday's high. So I was able to position myself here for a buy setup, okay, for an opening range breakout trade that will go or move further to at least 400% expansion of that range. But they've gone above 400% and probably targeting previous weekly high. Okay, the market has gone back to take out a previous closing price on Friday, which is very good. Always think of your entry point as last night close. Traders will be thinking of entry points around this level, but for me, I'm thinking of break even from this level. Okay, now when we go, let's take off the indicator. So you see how that looks without the indicator. Okay, remember that Asia high and low is the opening range of our session. The opening range of the week is Monday's high and low. This Monday has given us the low of Monday. This is the low of Monday. Asia low right here, the low of Monday. That is opening range low of today. The market is about to go lock in the opening range high of Monday. This will establish our trading range for the rest of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Opening range is Monday. We start deciding 3-day moves, out of balance, trend continuation, range expansion, reversals within this range. Okay, that boils down to our perfect template. What do we understand by a perfect template? Now, the similar pattern on the USD card. We had a trading range breakout, which I gave a signal today on that opportunity. A trading range breakout. Yes, I call that a trading range breakout. We saw market breakout of the opening range of Asia again. It's a setup. Okay, pulled back, forced traders to go short, and then we saw an opportunity to enter the breakout of that range to the upside. A similar trade but different variations. So yes, this is the USD card trade taken today. We break out of our Asia high. The Asia high. This right here is Asia low. Around this area here, Asia low. Somewhere here, around by 8 o'clock, that market opens up. So this is Asia low. We are inside of Asia. We have markets rejecting micro balance inside of that Asia range, closing with bullish candles back inside of micro balance, and we can see that market give us a very good opportunity, which is about to get to 400% expansion of that range on a Monday. This is the opening range low of Monday, which will form the opening range of the week. So every session has an opening range. Every week has an opening range. Every month has an opening range. Okay, the opening range of the month, week, day. The opening range of the day is Asia. Asia high and low is the opening range of the day. Okay, that is where we begin to look at certain opportunities. A opening range breakout. When you hear of opening range breakout, it can be a breakout of Monday's low or high. It can be a breakout of Asia high or low. It can be a false break reversal of Asia high or Asia low. Okay, it depends on how we take our time to look at these things. Okay, now we had an opening range reversal on CHF Japanese yen, okay, which I carefully looked at. Now most times we see market moving in gap time. These gap time moves, market will force traders to make the wrong decision and then move the market outside of the session to make traders scared of taking any action. Okay, they will move the market outside of the session to make you scared, doubt yourself, okay, that what you see there, okay, the thing you see there is, maybe not what you think. Okay, so when this chart loads up, you will notice, okay, let me go to the downloaded one. Download CHF JPY. Okay. Now the network is quite slow, but let's take a look at the downloaded one. Now if you look at this chart, you see this is our Asia high, Asia low. Okay, the market breaks out of that Asia high and low. Micro balance started failing. Okay, micro balance started failing, closing back to the opposite side. When it came inside of Asia, we approached the third hour of London. That is an out of session opportunity. Third hour closing, London closing, we now see a market which I positioned around here for a short scalp, stop loss above this candle, okay, for a market that will move back to where the move initially started from. So this is called an opening range reversal trade of Asia. Okay, it takes time to process, but if you have the patience, you can be able to position yourself for a reversal back to the opposite side of where that move initially started from. So this is it here. This is how it looks like. You can see that opening range reversal. Okay, now I gave a signal on Aussie JPY to sell Aussie JPY, which is more riskier than the CHF Japanese yen. CHF Japanese yen returned back in balance, that is back inside of Asia, but Aussie JPY, we are trying to reverse back to Asia's high at least, okay, which is quite risky. We are not supposed to be selling with too much risk on. We should use risk little on trades like Aussie JPY and GBP JPY. We are outside of Asia, we are out of balance. Okay, we were supposed to be buying in Asia and London first hour, okay, back to where that move started from, but now we're in gap time, okay, which may lead to a continuation in the US session. But let's see how that goes. We will be reversing back to Asia's opening range high. Depends on how price behaves. So out of all the trades taken today, the only trade I have a problem with is JPY and CAD JPY. But initially there was a swing trade from Friday, okay, which moved in our direction on the CAD JPY and USD JPY. That is this move you see here. We held from Friday and market collapsed with us today. So taking off profit from the market after seeing the behavior of Asia. Let's look at USD JPY. Seeing the behavior of Asia gives us an idea of what the market may intend to do next around that level. Okay, so there's a screenshots of those trades taken earlier from yesterday. USD JPY and CAD JPY sell coming out of 3 days of longs. 3 days of longs reversed, okay, but when Asia opened up, formed the opening range of our session, that market started giving signs of reversal, which I did not take. Okay, but now we are looking at certain things that may take us back to the opposite side. Okay, so this is it here. That JPY we sold from previous day. It was not an easy trade. Okay, we sold after red news. Remember, we want the market to return back inside of Asia, so we sold inside of Asia around this level after red news, and we held it in profit the next day. Okay, it moved in profit the next day, but for now market has reversed, broken out of the opening range of our sessions, which is Asia, and has given traders a long trade. The opening range of the market is very important market generated information. It keeps you out of drama. Most times can be quite stressful, but not always. You won't always have difficulties with the opening range, okay? But most times, majority of the time, you have some difficult moments with that. But out of 4 weeks in a month, there's no way you wouldn't be successful in many setups other than the ones you had issues with. So look for setups FGD, FRD, FGD on the GBP USD, taking GBP CAD to FGD, GBP USD FGD. We are looking at the rules. Market must make higher highs. Market must remain above Asia. Okay, but you see what's happening here. Like I said, for those of you with the rule book, you notice something here, okay, something that does not align. It doesn't align with what we should be looking at. Okay, if you are to buy this market, okay, we must make sure in the US session markets to start closing back inside of London. Okay, and it should come with maybe a gap bar from the EMA. Okay, but for now it is showing signs of a failed signal, so this market may fail. GP card also may fail, and we would not see that FGD traders intend to trade today. We may have just a reversal. We are already below Asia, which is very dangerous. Buyers, be careful. Very dangerous already to tamper or to make any move other than following what you see. So what do you see? What do we see happening? This is what I see happening. Okay, so let us be careful. I mean, the markets go with you. See you guys in the next one. Thank you.